I love going on food tours.
Smooth shot of tequila.
There's nothing better than a freshly made, freshly rolled, hot off the press tortilla. Because Mexico City was actually built on top of a lake, the city is literally sinking. Mexico City is a culinary mecca. It's a huge metropolitan city that has a ton of amazing food to offer. We could literally spend weeks, months, years here and still just be scratching the surface.
So we decided to hire a guide through Secret Food Tours, and they are going to show us all of the most tasty spots to eat in the Roma neighborhood.
So we're about to start our tour now. We're doing 7 stops along the way today, and we're gonna see what Mexico food has to offer. We met our tour guide, Eduardo, outside of our first stop, an eclectic restaurant known for their freshly made guacamole and totopos. It was the perfect way to start the tour.
Okay guys, what you're going to try in here is going to be cochinita pibil in the panuchos version. The panuchos version is going to be a southern dish of Mexico's Yucatan. It's going to be marinated pork meat with red onion and a layer of black beans on a fried like tortilla. Okay, it's a very traditional dish of Mexico.
I am
cave for some pork.
Yes. So since we're doing a food tour, normally I don't eat meat, but when I'm on a food tour, an experiencing place, I want to experience that as authentically as possible. So this is not a regular thing for me, but I am going to cheat today and have meat. So I'm going to do some of the habanero sauce. He says it's a creeper sauce, so just a few drops. Oh, so good. After caving in and eating some very delicious pork, we walked through the Roma neighborhood to our next destination, which was a restaurant famous for their mole. While mole did not originate in Mexico City, it's a beloved dish made from a mixture of different Mexican spices, including chocolate. Mole is traditionally served over chicken enchiladas, which is really tasty, and we washed it down with a delicious agua fresca made from lime. As we walked from stop to stop, Eduardo would share facts about the Roma neighborhood and Mexico City. There are super cool murals and art installations on pretty much every street, and gorgeous houses with cute shops and restaurants. It's clear why this is a top destination for expats or people visiting Mexico City. Our third stop was for an incredible octopus or pulpo taco. This was probably our favorite dish of the entire tour, and it was so flavorful and unique. We walked around the corner to a tortilleria, which is a shop that makes and sells fresh tortillas every day of the week. There was a huge line. Tortillas are made from masa, which is water and ground corn mixed together. Eduardo shared memories as a child of walking to a tortilleria and enjoying the warm, fresh tortilla as a treat for his excursion. His passion and obviously the people lining up for this tortilleria made it so clear how important and meaningful tortillas are to the Mexican culture. There's nothing better than a freshly made, freshly rolled, hot off the press tortilla. After grabbing some tortillas to go, we headed to our 6th stop to enjoy tamales. We've had several tamales on our trip so far. These were exceptionally spicy compared to what we've tried, but delicious nonetheless. Finally, we finished off the tour by going to a traditional sweet shop and enjoying a nice treat by the fountain of one of Roma's many squares. We've now finished 7 food stops on our food tour, and I'll tell you what, I'm so full.
Yeah, it's definitely siesta time.
It was wonderful getting to walk around the Roma neighborhood. It really is beautiful. Everything we had was excellent, and our guide Eduardo was so accommodating and friendly and really
Informative.
Yeah, informative. He really gave us a bigger picture of Mexico City and this specific neighborhood, because really they're such distinct districts, so it's cool to kind of learn about this history. So if you're coming to Mexico City, we definitely have a link for the tour below if you're interested in booking with them. We do suggest food tours. It's a great way to get a bigger snapshot of the city. But now we're gonna walk around Roma Norte on our own and get some coffee.
Try to walk some calories off.
Walk the calories off, go grocery shopping, and probably call it a day for Mexico City for today. So pretty. We needed this. We didn't have coffee this morning.
No coffee plus a belly full of food, and I don't know, how many miles do you think we walked today? A lot.
Let's keep them coming. Otro. Like other, yeah. We're getting that legit milk, baby. This is like our store. We love organic markets like this that have hard to find products. You can actually bring bottles to refill your shampoo or your toothpaste or your body wash. And I didn't think we were gonna be able to find that here. I mean, they definitely have a ton of markets like this in Mexico City. The hardest part is just knowing that we're not gonna have this all the time.
Yeah. Liz is going a little ham right now because we have all this stuff at our disposal. And it's hard, man, because this is the stuff that we take for granted being able to get daily in the United States. Almost no matter what city or town you're in, you can find organic produce, but
there's at least an option. Most of the times there's just not even an option here.
Even if it's a slim one, you can usually find organic produce, organic spinach, but this is rare down here, and it's very welcome.
We're gonna make so many smoothies. We're just gonna have smoothies for a week, which, listen, I could go for that.
Yeah, especially after today's excursion.
We've been eating so much. Guys, everything is scented here. Toilet paper is scented. Laundry detergent is crazy scented. Like in the United States, you get like an aroma, right? It just kind of smells like laundry detergent. Here, it's like vanilla. Yes. Crazy scents, and it's so intense. So when we get our laundry done, which we drop it off and then pick it up, it's, even if we ask them to use one sin aroma, which means without fragrance, it still has a smell. So our Airbnb has a washer dryer combo. You best believe we buy in that non-scented laundry detergent.
We should probably get 2 of these.
Yes.
This is the problem with having a smaller refrigerator than we had on the fifth wheel. So we were very spoiled. The refrigerator on the fifth wheel was gigantic, and we didn't have to worry about packing a ton of stuff into it. Now when we're shopping, we have to be very, very cautious about the amount of things that we buy to take back and put into the fridge, because it can't handle a whole lot. So if we need a bunch of fresh fruit and stuff to make smoothies, that can become a challenge. So Class C living definitely has limitations that we are now feeling now that we're in it full time.
After shopping, we got an Uber and headed back to the apartment. We enjoyed getting to see Mexico City lit up at night, and relaxed watching the latest RV Amigos video together. The next day, we decided to venture into the historic city center, getting to drive down the Paseo de la Reforma, Mexico's most famous street. Mexico's historic downtown is beautiful. It's also home to the most museums out of any capital city in the world. You can enjoy a ballet at the beautiful Palacio of Arts, or walk around the city admiring the gorgeous buildings covered in colorful tiles, walk along the European-style streets, or visit the prettiest post office I think we've ever seen. Wow. This is beautiful. We wanted to come here because, obviously, look at it, but we actually also have to drop off some postcards that we got for our patrons and a few of our families, because one of the bonuses of becoming a patron in our community is that we'll send you a monthly postcard with one of the tiers. If you're interested in becoming a patron, we do have information for that down below. It's just a way to kind of show thanks for the videos that we create and the hard work that goes into them, and get to connect with us and get to know us on a deeper level. You have to put 4 stamps on every postcard, and they're old school, you have to lick them.
Is it fun?
But they're pretty. And we got the leftover Christmas stamps. Because Mexico City was actually built on top of a lake, the city is literally sinking. Experts believe in the last century alone, the city has sunk 33 feet or 10 meters alone. Each year it's estimated that the city sinks another 15 inches, which in comparison, the city of Venice sinks about 1 inch per year. That's a lot of sinking, and you can literally see as you're walking down the street how some of the buildings actually curve. It's like they're sagging in on itself. It's crazy.
Now we are standing in the Zocalo, which is the main square directly in the center of Mexico City. This used to be the main square that the Aztecs actually inhabited before Spanish colonization. When the Spanish got here, after a lot of the Aztecs died off because of European diseases, they actually had the rest of the survivors demolish the Templo Mayor, which is underneath of the cathedral you see behind me, and use all of the stone from the Aztec temple to erect this Catholic church. So that's pretty interesting, and apparently this has been a thing that's happened all across Mexico. The church is open to the public and is still used for religious practices today. Behind it, there is a platform where you can view the ruins of Templo Mayor for free, or you can pay 70 pesos per person to go to the museum, where you'll learn about the history of the site and walk among the ruins. The Templo Mayor, much like the rest of Mesoamerican pyramids, were built in stages, with the new layers being built on top of the previous pyramid. The Templo Mayor had 7 layers that date back to the 14th century. At its peak, it would have been 45 meters or 147 feet tall. At the end of the boardwalks, there is a huge museum filled with artifacts that were discovered here and at neighboring sites, including Teotihuacan. Since the Templo Mayor was dismantled and covered after the Spanish settled, people didn't know it existed until the 70s, when an electric company uncovered this huge monolith when digging near the Zocalo. We really enjoyed getting to visit the Templo Mayor and definitely recommend it if you're visiting Mexico City.
We're gonna go watch the sunset at the Latino America building, which is not very beautiful, that's for sure. But it was for a while the tallest building in all of Latin America, which is why it was named that. So they're quite proud of it. And no longer is the tallest building in Latin America, I don't think. But that's a beautiful sunset, which is where we're heading now.
In case you're wondering, I don't know what calle this is. What is this? It doesn't matter, but this is like
Madero.
Turista Central, man. Like,
every shop you can imagine, there's like people doing shows and decorated that you can take a picture with them.
Wow.
This is crazy. I feel like I'm in Europe.
Technically you are.
Except there's a sex shop. It says sex shop, so... We got to the actual Latin American tower, and then we realized it's 130 pesos per person, which was roughly about like around $7 per person, so 14 bucks for us to go to the top, which isn't that much, but it's a really smoggy day. Like there was a lot of pollution in the air today, and you can't even really see the sky in some places, so we're not sure the sunset's going to be epic enough to warrant a $14 excursion to the top of a tower. So instead, we're going to go eat and drink.
We're checking out of our Airbnb, but we're going to get one last breakfast before we leave the city and go back to Teotihuacan.
Mexico City has been surprisingly amazing.
Yes, and way larger than we ever expected. So we spent an entire 4 days here, and we didn't even begin to scratch the surface of what you can do in this town. Like,
this is definitely a place you come back to over and over again because there's so much to see, experience, and explore.
Right.
So we will be back.
For
Probably
sure.
not on the RV, maybe flying in, renting an Airbnb like we did this time because it's so cheap. And onward to our next destination in Mexico.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mexico City, for a great time. Also, out of nowhere, it's freezing. Like, literally yesterday was so warm. Sweating, getting sunburnt. And today is like
73 is the high. We're running around in jackets and sweaters, and we're the only jerk-offs in shorts and t-shirts.
You're ridiculous. That's not going in the vlog.
We are stuck in the middle of the highway.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Everything's fine.
Yeah, it's good. No worries.